What's up, y'all? How you doing this morning? So there we were in the studio, and the producer said, "Hey, Robert, it's your turn. You got to go into the booth and record your lead." So I go into the booth and I record my lead, and I come out and I'm ready for us to go to the next segment of recording. And he says to me, "Let's listen to what you did in the lead booth." And I said, "No, I don't want to listen to what I did in the lead booth." And he says, "Why don't you want to listen to what you did? That's how you know whether you made mistakes or not. That's how we make this better." I said, "I don't want to listen to it." And he kept pressing and he said, "Why don't you want to listen to it?" And I said, "Because I don't like the way that my voice sounds on recordings." And he says to me, "Well, you know that voice that you hate, that voice that you don't like, you know that's the voice that we hear all the time and we're cool with it, right?" So I start out with this story this morning because there are a lot of excuses that we give to ourselves. There are a lot of things that we say to ourselves that we talk ourselves out of so much stuff because we have these perceptions, we have these assumptions, we think that we sound or we look a certain way. And we get so caught up about it and we get so thrown off by it that we end up not doing the thing that we need to do that would be a blessing or would be a transformational for somebody else, right? What am I talking about? Well, I'm talking about getting on video. I hear time and time again, "Robert, the reason I'm not doing video is because I'm nervous about it. I don't like the way I look on camera. I don't like the way that I sound on camera. I got to get my hair done. I got to get my makeup done. I got to get my lips done. I got to get my eyelashes done. I got to get my fingernails done. I got to get my studio done. I got to get all these things done." And then nothing gets done because you have these thoughts that you keep repeating in your head. So the question comes to me all the time, "Robert, well, how do I get rid of the nervousness so that I can get on camera?" Well, I'm going to give you some thoughts and I'm going to give you a little bit of disappointment as well. Hey there, what's going on, my dude? Anthony Montague, good to see you this day. All right. Hump day, isn't that Wednesday? Today's Thursday. Yeah, I don't know. All right. Maybe you're in like Australia. They're behind us. I don't know. All right. So listen, this morning, I'm going to give you a few thoughts. However, you might have been expecting that what I'm going to give to you is how to get rid of the nervousness before you get on camera. Well, here's the deal. I've been speaking for, my gosh, actually, let me not even start with my speaking. I've been in front of audiences for a very long time. I started out as a teacher, maybe about, gosh, it's more than 2 decades now, closing in on 25 years. So I've been in front of people for close to 25 years. And I would say that even though I was a teacher and even though I started in the training area, and then I moved into the keynote speaking and workshop and facilitation area and emceeing area, I still have these moments where before I get on stage, I have a little freak out moment. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Right? Some people are like, "Robert, how do I get rid of the nerves?" And what I say to my public speaking clients, they come to me for coaching, I say, "Listen, our job isn't to get rid of the butterflies, it's to help them fly in formation." Because the truth is, you may not ever get rid of the nerves or the butterflies totally. So, Robert, if I can't get rid of the nerves or the butterflies, what do I do with that? If I can't get rid of the nervousness, oh my gosh, how do I even get on camera? How do I even share my message? How do I even share the information that I have with other people? Well, listen, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. First of all, before we jump into it, do me a favor. If you are in the real estate space, if you're an entrepreneur, small business owner, next week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 3-day challenge. We're doing what we call the video storytelling challenge for an hour each day. going to be fantastic. We've done it before. We're doing it again. And it's a phenomenal time for people. So I just want to encourage you to join us next week, videostorytellingchallenge.com. If you want to go to the QR code, hop over here and you can grab that. So let's jump on in. Let's jump on in. So you're asking me, people are asking, okay, how do I get rid of the nervousness? As I said, it's not really about getting rid of the nervousness. It's about figuring out how to leverage that and make a greater difference or make a greater impact in the world of the people that you get connected with. So let's start things. I'm going to share with you three things, three suggestions that I have. If you're nervous about getting on camera and you're like, oh my gosh, OMG, I know I need to share something, but I'm freaked out about it. All right, so let's do this. So my first thing that I'm gonna share with you, I kind of discovered this several years back when and I haven't had a problem with getting on camera, but I discovered that there was this one way of getting on camera that changed how I responded or how I showed up on camera. Here's how I discovered it. So I was recording some things in my basement, and I recognized that when I was reading or when I was trying to do things, I was sounding a little bit robotic, or I sounded like I was reading. I didn't sound like I was. I didn't sound like I was authentic or real. And somebody suggested to me, "Hey, why don't you have somebody ask you the questions?" And I was like, okay, well, what would that look like? So I asked a friend of mine to ask me some questions. So here's tip number one. If you want to get rid of or get past or be able to leverage nervousness in some ways, I would say go interview mode, right? Go interview mode. What does that even mean? I got this logo over my face. Hold on, let me get rid of that. I want you to see my face. All right. What does that even mean? Well, listen, if you know that you've got a message, if you know that you've got content that you want to share, but you're freaking out a little bit about getting on camera, one of the best ways to show up as yourself is simply responding to questions. A lot of times when people are talking to us or there's somebody else in the room with us, it's much easier for us to show up as authentic and real instead of being in a solo space, a spot looking at the camera. We freak out about it. Oh my gosh, am I going to mess up my words? Am I going to ramble? Am I not going to be able to land the plane? Am I going to be circuitous? Am I going to just say a bunch of stuff and take too long to get to the point? Well, if you are being interviewed, right, then it's easier for you to just simply respond to the question. A lot of people show up as real. They show up as better when they just have to respond to a question. So if you are nervous or if you're not sure that you are ready to get on camera, one of the easiest ways of showing up on camera, sharing a message, creating content without having to feel some of the nerves is do an interview. And here's the thing. The person who is interviewing you doesn't even have to be on camera themselves. They don't even have to be on camera themselves. They could literally be the one recording. They can click the record button, ask you the question, or ask you the question, click record, and then you can respond to them. And that's a really neat way to get content on camera without even, without even having to prepare a script or walk through that. That said, when I talk about script, the next thing that you can do to get things moving without worrying about the nerves as much is to use a teleprompter. Use a teleprompter. There are a lot of different apps that you can use. So a lot of times when I say teleprompter, people immediately begin to think about those plastic things that the presidents read from. And yes, those are teleprompters, and those actually are pretty neat. All right. I remember my first time getting to read from one of those. In the past, I'd only seen it on TV or only seen it in an audience, right? And you know that when you see it from the back, you really can't see all the words and all the stuff that's on it. And so you're like, oh my gosh, I wonder how that looks up front. And so I remember the first time that I got to look at or use one of those plastic teleprompters with the two things on the side. And it was fabulous. It was fantastic. I felt like I was up there and I was so much more wowed by the technology than I was paying attention to the actual talk that I was doing. that I was doing, right? So it's a teleprompter is cool. Now, second thing that you can do. Okay, somebody said that's a great tip. Thank you for that, Teresa. And the second thing, Teresa's hip to the game, right? So the second thing, when we talk about teleprompters, there are a lot of great teleprompter apps that you can use. There are a lot of great teleprompter apps that you can use. There's one called, okay, let me bring that up again. Teresa said there's one called BigVu, BIGVU, that you can check out. Go to bigview.tv. That's a really great teleprompter app. There's so many apps these days that have teleprompters inside of them, right? Boom, right? There's so many apps that have teleprompters inside of them. I'm trying to think. I think, does Canva have one? No, it might. I don't remember if it does or not. But there are a lot of the apps like Hippo Video that have teleprompters. There's an app like there's one of my favorite is Teleprompter Plus. You can go to joeallenpro.com and you can get a teleprompter app directly there that is on your phone. And when it's on your phone, you can see the words right in front of you. There's so many of them out there. But using a teleprompter app is one way to kind of move past, oh my gosh, what do I have to say? Figuring it out and getting your words on screen so that you can do it in one or two takes, getting it done. The point that I'm trying to make here, or the big thing that I want you to think about, is just getting it done, right? At the beginning, we talked so much about the excuses that people make. People make all of these different excuses. The purpose of the app is to help eliminate at least one of the excuses that you have. I don't know what to say. Okay, write it down. It'll scroll right in front of you at the speed that you want. Oh my gosh, I don't know how fast or slow I should talk. Okay, put it in the app and adjust the speed, and then you can figure that out. Okay? I don't know where to begin or where to end. Okay, write it down. Put it in the app, and you'll have a beginning and an ending. All right? So you'll have a place to start and a place to stop. So using a teleprompter app is one of the fantastic ways that you can get on camera, get your stuff moving before you get overwhelmed by nerves, right? Because again, the thing that I share with a lot of clients is progress over perfection. Progress over perfection. Done is better than perfect. Right? A lot of us suffer paralysis paralysis, and we're kind of thinking about these things, and we're going through all of these steps, and our brain is figuring out all these things. And while your brain is figuring out all these things, our brain somehow manages to convince us that what we're thinking about is our valid reasons, when in actuality, they're excuses. So you got to ask yourself, what is it that you want to do? Do you want results? Do you want action? Do you want achievement? Or do you want excuses? Yeah. So that's two. So we've gone through two things. Number one, go interview mode. That's one way to get on camera, get your stuff done, record it without succumbing to the excuses, right? Second way that you can do it is use a teleprompter. The third thing that I hear all the time, and we've only got a few minutes left here. The third thing that I hear all the time is, I'm not sure that my message is landing. I'm not sure if what I have to say is going to be impactful. I get nervous about figuring out what to say. You're a speaker, Robert. You've been doing this for a long time. It's easy for you. Well, here's my answer to that. If you're getting nervous because you're not sure of what to say, and you're not sure of where to start and where to end, and you're not sure of how this is going to impact you, right? Or you're not sure of how the message is going to impact your audience, the biggest thing that I would say that you can do is use a framework. Use a framework. If you've been around me at all, you will hear me talk about storytelling frameworks all the time. I'm a huge believer in storytelling frameworks. First of all, storytelling, I absolutely and truly believe that that is the number one way to connect with your audience because people love drama, right? They love journeys, they love twists and turns. They don't want you to just chuck information at them, they don't want you to just sell stuff to them. They don't want you to just tell them about the product that and your business and all of that. They want to know about what it means for them. They want to feel something. They want an experience. They want to know how somebody escaped something. They want to know about a challenge or how somebody navigated a challenge and maybe that challenge is similar to theirs. They want to know that. People like the journeys. That's why reality TV is a hit for, I mean, gosh, reality TV has been around for what, going on close to 30 years? And it continues to be a hit for a specific reason. People like drama and people want the stories. So if you want to get past the nervousness, and let's not even say get over the nervousness, but I say get past it so that you can begin to create content that is going to be meaningful and impactful for not just your business, but for your audience. I would say use a framework. That's one thing that you can do. So I'll review the 3 things again that you can do to just get it done instead of getting it perfect, right? Go interview mode, ask somebody to create some questions and have somebody ask those to you, record that. Record your answers to that. That's one really quick way to get some video content out there. Number 2, use a teleprompter. You can use the teleprompter, a physical teleprompter. If you want, those are a lot more expensive. If you go, you can get an iPad and set up your teleprompter. I've got something in my space. I don't know if I can show it to you. Oh, actually, yes, I can. Hold on one second. So if I move over here, you can see that I've got a teleprompter over here. I've got another one over there. But the biggest thing that I do is I use teleprompter apps for recording on the go on my phone sometimes. If I have something really quick that I want to get out there and I don't have much time to do a bunch of different takes to make it real, I use a teleprompter app. And then the third thing that you can do is to use a framework. Okay? All right. So let's see what's in the comments here. So I see, hey, Tatiana, good to see you. Good morning to you. Tatiana says, as a past perfectionist, now in recovery, I agree that progress is an infinitely better focus. I teach my students that stories help our message stick. Yes. I myself need to get better at telling stories during my live streams. Always a work in progress. Well, listen, I'm glad that you're doing live streams. I'm glad that you're doing multiple live streams because the only way that we can get better is through practice. The only way that we can adjust our behavior is by doing something again or attempting it again so that we can incorporate the new thing that we've learned. All right. So glad that you're doing that. Teresa's like, do you have one of your links for Big View? Oh my gosh. You know what? I think let me double check to see if we have one. How about this, Teresa? If I don't have it, I should have one really quickly. Let me see if I got it. Okay. Yeah. Go. Let me put this. Let me see if I can reply to Teresa directly here. If you go to rk3live.com/bigview, then you should be able to do it. I don't know if YouTube is going to allow me to put the link in the comments. That's why I'm saying that. Okay, so rk3live.com/bigview. Maybe I can put it on screen here so that you can grab it. Let me see. Give me a second here. So, I don't need to do HTTP because I'm not creating a link. I'm just doing some text. All right. So let's go rk3live.com/bigview. Let's see if we can get the color properly. And let's go with some orange. All right, there we go. All right, so there we go. rk3live.com/bigview. That's one of the things, that's a link that you can use. All right. Cool. All right. Well, that's it. That's all we've got for today. Just want to invite you to join us for the Video Storytelling Challenge next week. If you are an entrepreneur or small business owner, real estate agent, and you want to learn more about some of the things that we're talking about today, how to attract your ideal audience, how to boost your visibility, how to grow your business utilizing video and storytelling, head on over to videostorytellingchallenge.com and join us for the challenge next week. All right. I'll see you next week. Actually, I'll be back tomorrow. I don't even know what I'm talking about tomorrow. But yeah, look out. If you want to know when we're going live, if you want to know, if you want to get some notifications, do me a favor, head on over to the YouTube channel, Robert Kennedy 3, the number 3, not the Roman numeral, but the alphanumeric. Just search Robert Kennedy 3 on YouTube. And when we post our next live, you'll get that notification as well. All right, cool. That's all we got for today. I'm looking to see ya in the next video. See you soon. Peace.